Well, it's about time I sit you down and have this talk. The kind of birds and the bees of what podcasts are. If you haven't gotten the initiation yet, basically, I hate to break it to you, but there are a lot of like white men with podcasts currently. This hasn't always been true historically, such as before podcasts were made, so you have to give us credit for that. We were doing okay back then. But now we're having podcasts, and we're sorry about it. We're trying to do better. I mean, I don't think I am. It's hard for me to lie about that because I'm saying it on my podcast. I gotta keep this I gotta keep this moolah rolling, and I gotta keep these deals intact with Raytheon. Yes, everybody's speculating. That's why they're developing missiles so much, because they want to blow me up with one. They don't think the podcast is good, but they still listen to it. They hate listen. I'm living rent-free in their heads. Every time I say something they don't like, they build another fucking missile. And it's, a lot of this is taxpayer money. You know how this works. All of this monetary influence affects politics and affects the legislator. The one legislator that we have, his name is Mr. Legislator. He has a long beard, and that's all he does. He just has a beard. It works. You gotta love America. But once Mr. Legislator dies, we're fucked. But he's 102, so not gonna be seeing the end of him for a while. So a lot of things are fucked up. .com. You can go there. It's a new website I started showing you all the ways things are fucked up. A lot of them are just pictures of like my lunch that like I sat on or something, or like I'll just upload a picture of like a bird in my french fries, like a seagull, and then I'll put like a quote from Revelations under. I'm like, this is fucked. Daniel knew about this. So I don't really have time to like tackle the big problems because I have so many lunch related problems. I already talked about the real life anecdote about the time that I had a salad and it blew away. It's like, I want to have a salad. Did you check the weather? Better check the weather app on your phone before you order the salad, because the lettuce is so light. This is part 2 of my rant about this thing that happened to me that I'm still obviously not over. I still haven't processed it. It happened like 3 years ago. But like, just make the lettuce more heavy. There should be like shouldn't there be like a lettuce weight? Like you have a paperweight to keep the papers down. Shouldn't there be the equivalent for lettuce? Because otherwise it's not safe from the elements. This is the thing about eating outside. It always seems like such a good idea, but then there's always something that's like, I wish I should have just ate inside. The sun gets in your eyes, you're like, I wish I brought sunglasses, and you never do because you're an idiot, and you have a pair of sunglasses in your car and they're broken, and it's been like that for like 5 months, and you should probably just get new sunglasses. Right? Everybody relates to that? Or it's too cold and you got a hot sandwich, and now the hot sandwich is getting cold really fast. Now what? Now you're up shit creek. Now it's over. It's over. It's over for you. Like, forget it. Okay, that's the end of the second part of the rant about the time my salad blew away. I might be doing a part 3. Coming up next, we have musical guest August Avery's, and he's the hot new item on the music in the music scene. We're gonna have him play a little ditty. Maybe he'll play a little bit of "Oh Susanna," one of my favorites. I'm not allowed to talk about any music that's not in the public domain. Sorry. I know for most people you'd think like, oh, that's not a law. You can say the name of a song. Yeah, not for me. I've fucked up, and there's harsher limitations on me legally speaking as an individual. Just because I said the names of too many songs too many times, that the government got wind of it. And they said, normally you can say the names of songs, but you do it too much, so you have to stop. Like, no one's ever done that before. Mostly because of the estates associated with each song that I mention, they become so enraged and so offended that they demand money from me. They say, if you can pay us back this amount, then you can say that Yellow by Coldplay. Oh, fuck. God damn it. No, I don't have anything, man. I don't have any money right now. I'm sorry. I don't know, but I'm allowed to say the artists and songs that I make up. They can't sue me for that. Oh yeah, I guess I should come clean that August Avery's is just somebody I made up. Yeah, I didn't have a plan for when it was going to be time for him to come out. I'm just a pathological liar, so I just thought it sounded cool. But I mean, I'm a little bit legally shackled, you know, so it's not really much I can do as far as a musical guest. This isn't SNL. Because I can't say the full name of SNL. They'll let me reference it as SNL, but if I say Saturday Night Live, fuck! I wish my edit button wasn't broken. So that's what's going on with me. Thank you so much for asking. It's around, it's about mid-September, I think. It's, just for a normal thing to talk about, I guess, is what I was getting at. I have to confess humbly before you that I think pumpkin spice is good. The pumpkin spice cold brew at Starbucks. Yeah, it ain't bad. It ain't bad, dude. It's actually pretty good. Anything else pumpkin spice other than pumpkin pie, which is that pumpkin spice? I don't know. I mean, maybe they should call it pumpkin spice pie. Or they should stop calling it pumpkin spice latte. They should just call it pumpkin latte. Like, make it consistent. I understand a lot of people say everything's been named. You know, we figured out how to name everything. But what I'm saying is, you did it all wrong. It's all wrong. We need to go back and we need to fix it. Nobody parks in a park. Okay? They park in a parking lot. They don't park in a park. I mean, you can park yourself down on the ground. You can park your body, I guess. But we need to make the language more clear than just call it a sit. It's a sit. Let's go to the sit and sit. What do you do there? I don't need to tell you. I've already communicated that information to you. Do you want to go to the sit or not? That saves time. If you're an alien coming here, you're like, what's that place with all the trees? You can be like, that's the park. And they're like, I thought a park was what a car does in a parking lot. You're like, yeah, we've been meaning to get that fixed. We've been meaning to get that looked at the way we name it, but we had a lot of other problems first that we didn't solve any of them. That's probably why you're here. It sucks to get that kind of attention. Like, when it comes to, like, your relationship with the galactic community, you don't want to be, like, just a bunch of second graders who are unsupervised for a little bit. Then we have to get a little special attention from the teacher. You're all going to detention. But I hope that doesn't happen. I don't think you can do podcasts in detention. Or you can only do podcasts in detention. Either one is like a different form of torture. I mean, would not doing a podcast be considered torture? Well, I don't know. I guess it's subjective. Some people need it. I don't know. They're free. I mean, not me. I don't need it. I can quit anytime I want. If I don't do this, I'll just fall back on another vice, which is drinking pumpkin spice coffee. I don't do the lattes. Let me just be clear. Most people get a latte loaded with a whole bunch of... It's really bad. And then they're just like, this is coffee to me now. Look, I've been there. I used to get a Dunks and I would get... I'm not going to call it Dunks. That's what they want me to call it. I went to Dunkin Donuts. You know, I would just get the standard coffee. Like, I would go through the drive-thru. I'd be like, yeah, however you want it. However is the correct way, I'll do that. And then I was like, what if there wasn't any sugar in it? And I was like, oh, it's fine. It was just so unnecessary. You don't really need that much sugar at all. It's crazy. Now I feel like the podcast has gotten too normal, and I'm not sure what to do. Ladies and gentlemen, Slurp Von Lipstick is here. He's gonna read the time. There's a time check side podcast now where they do deep dives on what time it was. I'm not affiliated with those people. I don't know, I don't understand. They just break down Slurp Von Lipstick and all the time checks. They just had John Hamm on their last episode. It's ridiculous. He needs to chill. He doesn't have to be in everything. Like, let somebody else be on the time check podcast. People hear time check, they think, this has changed my life. You know, I get these emails all the time. I get people saying, things like, time check brought my family back together, time check fixed my marriage, and most of all, on top of that, I can find out what time it is, or was, when the show was recorded. You would think that would be a turnoff to most people, but I think people like it more so because of that reason. It sort of has the retro appeal. People they like old media and stuff, so they're like, I like whatever time it used to be. So if you want to know what time it was, stay tuned. If you don't care, hey, me and you have something in common. I don't know what to do about this anymore. I wish I could put an end to time check, but every time I have the idea to do it, I feel like I'm being psychically manipulated to forget to have that idea, and then I allow time check to continue. I gotta do something about that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Slurp Von Lipstick. Give it up. Wow, hey, whoa, hey, people are getting a little too crazy. People are going a little insane in the crowd. What is this, the Beatles? No, it's me, Slurp Von Lipstick. Yeah, much worse. The applause, it's canned. It's a recording. And I just, if you were hoodwinked by that, if you really did think there were real people here, I don't really respect you at all. So you want to get out of here? Maybe we can go to, we'll hit up the bar, we'll get a couple brewskis. Because I'm a regular guy just like you, I can function normally, I always need to know what time it is. I mean, is that really a negative quality? Like, of all the worst people you've ever met, has their worst quality been as bad as he just wants to know what time it is at every single moment of every single day, and he's always saying the time every single time he looks at a clock? What is so bad about that? What's the problem? It's not a good reason for divorcing somebody. And it's not a good reason to take 3 of our 7 young identical sons that we have together. I've told you about my 7 young identical sons multiple times, but there's been an update to this situation. My ex-wife, Star Wars, decided that she wanted to have 3 of our 7 young identical sons. I'm like, that's not going to work. That's going to completely disassemble their astral power grid. She's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Guess what? Their astral grid is fucked up now. They told me. In unison. They always speak in unison. Look, they found me. I didn't find them. They just walked into my house one day and I said, why are you guys wet? Why are you soggy? They eat grasshoppers and crickets mostly. And they're just doing weird things with electricity in the backyard at night and sometimes in the basement when it's cold. That's all I know so far. But they're my boys. And I'm not giving 3 of them away, especially not to someone named Star Wars. I am now currently seeing someone. Her name is Battlestar Galactica, and she gets me. She likes it when I say what time it is. She likes it when I'm looking at a clock and I trip over something walking down the street. I smash my face and I say, these are the sacrifices I make for time. Are you happy? Are you happy? And I get really upset and I go kind of crazy. It's just hard being a time guy. The current time is 10:22 p.m. So I hope you're asleep. I hope I'm asleep. I hope this is a dream. Mostly because in dreams you never have to go to the bathroom. And I'm tired of it. I don't want to do it anymore. I mean, you can go to a bathroom, I guess, if you're like lucid dreaming, and you could look in the mirror and you could try to see yourself, and all you see is a hideous ghoul, and it melts, and you wake up screaming in a dumpster. You don't know how you got there. Press A to jump. Use left joystick to move around. Use the right joystick to look around. And you still have to pee with your real life pee-pee. I have a horrible nightmare and now I still have to piss. Here's what should happen. Okay? Here's what should happen. If you pee in the dream, you pee in real life. But the dream pee and the real physical pee become one, such that you send the real pee into the dream, and it's disposed of in the dream. No physical pee whatsoever. Folks, it's called Dream Piss, and we're looking to drum up a little support for a GoFundMe. How about that? How about Dream Piss, everybody? Folks, I've been Slurp Von Lipstick. Thanks for coming out. If you leave and you forget what time it is, there's nothing I can do for you, because I won't be there. I'm not always going to be here for you. You have to look at the clock sometimes. If you need help with this concept, I'm releasing a new my own clock, a Slurp Von Lipstick clock. We send it to you in the mail. You open it. It's already set. It's good to go. You don't have to worry about it. One glitch that I've heard about is as the person draws closer to death, the clock slowly starts to get more and more wrong, and it points to the time of that person's death even before it happens, and it predicts it. Look, I don't know anything about that. I don't know how that works. I'm not gonna refund you because what are you gonna do with the money? You idiot! You dying idiot! Thanks everybody. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week. Thank you. Alright, that was Slurp Von Lipstick. That was definitely Slurp Von Lipstick. That was the most Slurp Von Lipstick shit I've ever seen. Yeah, I can't really follow that up. I don't have like useful information like that. You know, I can give you the date. It's September 13th. It's Friday the 13th. What weird thing has ever happened on a Friday the 13th? Like, where does that come from? I need to know the origin of this. The Origins of Friday the 13th and Other Unlucky Days from NPR, and it was posted today, which is Friday the 13th. Wow, this is some kind of crazy coincidence that would only happen on Friday the 13th that I would find this article. Okay, let's read the article. It says, it's hard to pinpoint exactly why Friday the 13th is considered an unlucky day. Okay, well, I'll close the window then. Oh, they'll just get clicks any old way they can. So I guess I'm on my own trying to figure out what Friday the 13th means. Or what anything means. I'm not super used to that. I mean, I'm not someone who has the audacity to call a group of trees and grass a park. When the first car that was ever invented came to a stop and the driver came out and said, I wonder what I should call what I'm doing. And he tried to come up with what to call that, and he just pictured nature, some beautiful grass and trees, and he's like, this is like being in a park. And sometimes parking a car, it can be a very pleasant experience. It's high risk. I consider parallel parking in the city I live in, it's high risk, high reward. There is a street in my neighborhood where it's like a side street. The thing is, it's a two-way. But it's not wide enough to be a two-way. It's obviously supposed to be a one-way, but it's not. Nobody knows why. You'll have someone double parked, but it's like, dude, I can't get around you, so I guess it's not a road anymore. I guess it's just a driveway now. You know what? I feel rude for intruding. I'll just turn around. I'll go down to the next block. I guess I'll just move on over to Go Fuck Myself Lane. I'm sure that I'll find my way that way. I'll be good. But there really are times where, like, you're going to parallel park and someone in traffic is behind you, and you use your blinker to indicate you're like, hey, I'm sorry we've been going forward this whole time. It's been great. I really loved going forward, but I'm sorry to betray your trust. I'm going to have to stop, and then I'm going to have to go backward a little bit. And you can handle that emotionally however you want, but it's going to happen. Like, I've had times where, like, they get on my ass and they don't move and I'm signaling and clearly there's a spot there. I'm just supposed to not ever park? Those aren't the parking jobs that make me feel good. Those aren't the ones that make me picture trees and the sun and the blue sky. They don't make me feel good. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to spin one tune I've had on repeat recently. It's something that's really resonated with me and something I just want to share with you. It goes a little something like this. Hold on. Hold on a sec. Hold on. Stop the song. Stop the song. I just got an email from the estate of Stephen Foster, the writer of Oh Susanna, that beautiful tune you just heard. They just got wind of my podcast. They listened to it. They said in their email they started to get an idea of what I'm about and what I stand for and what my values are. And they said, you cannot use our song anymore. I'm like, it's not your song. It's humanity's song. This belongs to all of us. And now that I think about it, of all the things that could belong to all of humanity that could be shared, it does seem like not promising that Oh Susanna is one of them. I don't think it's going to get us very far. We need something like 0 point energy or something. Like Yankee Doodle's not going to work. So next on my list, I'm just going to... I guess the only song I can reference is Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Mozart's lineage seems like they'd be chill with me and everything I stand for. I think I'm pro-Mozart. I've always been pro-Mozart on here. I'm getting an email now from Jeff Mozart. Oh, god damn it. God damn it. Well, okay. Twinkle Twinkle Little Star is out now. And here's the problem I have with this. Mozart just stole that from the ABC song. It's the same tune. So it's not even his intellectual property to begin with. What are you, older than letters? Come on, Mozart. Everything is just some watered down impression of something that came before it. You know, even the Mona Lisa is just like, so it's a picture of a lady who existed. It's like, great, yeah, I'm sure she looked just like that. I don't know. I have no idea. You know, I know there's competing theories out there, some of them of which say that it's just some lady. The painting should have just been called Some Lady I Saw One Time. Probably wouldn't be as famous if it was called that. Well, thanks for listening. Whether you're driving a car, whether you're walking through a park, whether you're falling down a extremely deep shaft somewhere, it must be really deep if you're this. I mean, you're almost at the end of the episode, so at this point, I would say I think you're good. If it's gone on this long, there probably isn't a bottom, so I don't think you're gonna die, but I think this is gonna pretty much be the rest of your life. I've been checking, you know, the analytics, and a lot of the listeners are people who are falling down. It's not like the podcast makes them fall down. This just, the podcast appeals to people who are in imminent physical danger. So in the interest of being relatable, I'll say, see you next week!